Trees grow where southern Ukraine's Kakhovka reservoir used to be just over a year ago. Inna, who is afraid to share her last name, lives in the nearby village of Kushuhum. She says she's still not used to the sight.
I grew up here, and I was in tears. Then slowly we came to terms with it. Now we live like this.
The destruction of the Kakhovka Dam a year ago drained the 240-kilometer-long reservoir, affecting the water supply of the surrounding regions of Kherson, Mykolaiv, Dnipropetrovsk, Crimea and Zaporizhzhia, where Kushuhum is located. Locals say as summer nears, they face a shortage of water both for drinking and irrigating their summer gardens.
The irrigation season is approaching, and the situation here is quite grave, because the Kakhovka reservoir doesn't exist anymore.
About 18,000 people live in Kushuhum, and another 10,000 have summer homes here. Many rely on small-scale subsistence farming, but this year there is no untreated reservoir water for their gardens. So city officials say locals are turning to drinking water. Locals like Nadia, who did not give us her last name, says this reduces pressure in water pipes and causes drinking water shortages.
On the upper streets where my children live, there are problems with drinking water. People cannot use drinking water during the day. They fill up barrels and tanks.
Sasunovsky says the movement of people in and out of the community has made the situation worse.
Almost no one has planted anything last year, because so many people left. But a lot of people have returned, and on top of that, we have 3,000 internally displaced persons living here now.
Tatiana, another resident who did not provide her last name, says if the locals can't use drinking water for their gardens, they won't eat.
We just have to, because we're planting seeds right now. Everyone has their own small plot of land, and everyone uses it to plant stuff. So there is simply no other way.
Inna and her family are lucky to have a natural spring on their land. She and her neighbors use it to water their gardens.
It's small and the well is old, but it's enough for us.
But the people who live in rural areas near the former reservoir are suffering, says Sasunovsky. Many are thinking of drilling wells on the banks of the Konka and Dnipro rivers because there is no other way to get water.
It is very problematic to transfer irrigation water networks, because they stretch for over a kilometer.
Based on the most recent statistics from the UN, at least 700,000 people are facing water distress due to last year's destruction of the dam. For Eva Mironova in the Zaporizhzhia region of Ukraine, Anna Rice, VOA News.